You have been studying English for a long time, and you made a lot of progress. Some people might even call you an advanced student. But what now? How can you continue to improve your English? In today's lesson, I'm going to show you some tips that can help advanced or upper intermediate English students continue to improve their English. Remember when you were a beginner student? It was so easy to make progress. Go to one lesson and you would learn 10, 20 words. Every week you were improving by leaps and bounds. But now, after so many years, it is very difficult to improve. You're already at an advanced level, so now improving is much more difficult and takes a lot more time. And to be honest, maybe you've lost some of that motivation to continue studying. Let's look at some ways that you can continue to improve your English and stay motivated. You're a good English student, but you're not perfect. Now that you are an advanced student, we really need to think about your weaknesses. What do you need to improve to get to that next level? Your pronunciation, your speaking skills, your reading skills. Ask a friend or your teacher, but don't get angry. They're just trying to help you. My wife did this to me. She asked me how her cooking was, and of course I said it was delicious. I didn't want to sleep on the couch again. She said, "No, really, it's okay. You can tell me. Is it too spicy? Too sweet?" I'm a stupid man. I said her cooking was sometimes, occasionally, rarely, a little too salty. She looked at me and screamed, "Then you cook your own dinner," and ran off. To improve your English now, we really need to understand our own weaknesses. Once we understand that, we can make a plan to address those weaknesses, to improve those weaknesses, and overall improve our English skills. So really think about it. What do you need to improve? Just as important as understanding your weaknesses, you need to have a goal. Now that goal can be really anything. It could be you want to be able to live abroad, or maybe you want to understand a difficult English movie without any subtitles. Or maybe you want to get a perfect score on the TOEIC test. It doesn't matter what it is, but you do need to have a goal. If you don't know where you want to go, you cannot make a plan to get there. One of my students came to me with a very interesting goal. He was a Japanese businessman, and he fell in love with a beautiful French girl at his gym. He had never spoken to her, so he decided to learn English and start to talk to her. He studied at my school very hard, and he made great progress. He even got a great score on the TOEIC test. Finally, he thought he was ready to talk to the beautiful French girl. So at the gym, he went up to her and he said, "Hi, I'm Takeshi. Nice to meet you." She didn't say anything for a few seconds, and then, in perfect Japanese, said, "I'm sorry, I don't speak English. My name is Gabrielle." He didn't get a date with her, but he did get a great new job in New York, and he still lives there now. If you don't have a goal, then let's make one. You've got great English skills, let's use them. Let's get a job where you can use your English. Let's plan a trip abroad. Let's enter an American university. Let's do a working holiday in Australia. Let's make a goal. A great way to stay motivated is to change up your study style. Maybe for the last few years, you have been reading some books to improve your vocabulary and reading. Well, maybe it's time to start watching some English movies. Maybe you have been watching English TV shows. So now, let's try to learn how to play the guitar using English YouTube videos. Or cooking, yoga, anything is okay. The key here is to change up your routine. There are so many different ways that you can study English. So let's do something that you haven't tried yet. This is a great way to stay motivated. I really can't say this enough times, but watching English TV shows and movies and listening to English podcasts are a great way of studying for intermediate and advanced students. Not only are they a great way to study, but it's an easy way to study. You can do it on the train when you go to work or when you come home. You can do it on your lunch break. It really is that easy. And don't forget to change up what you're watching every few months. If you've been watching the TV show Friends for a while, let's change it up and maybe watch a medical TV drama, or let's watch the BBC News for a month or two. If you don't live in an English-speaking country and you don't have any chances to speak with native English speakers, this is really one of the most useful tools that you have. You are improving your listening skills, your vocabulary skills, your pronunciation, your understanding of the culture and humor and jokes. It is an amazing resource that you should take advantage of. So we've been studying English for a long time now, and now you have great English skills. Well, don't you think it's time to use those? It's time to take a vacation abroad. It's time to maybe even think about studying abroad. Or if you can, have you ever thought about living abroad? There are so many things that you can do if you live in an English-speaking country. And believe it or not, there are a lot of opportunities for people to live in English-speaking countries. Maybe it's a simple study abroad program. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's studying at a university for a year. It's difficult, but if you really want to do it, you can find a way. So we've already talked about the fact that using English in your daily life is probably the most important thing in improving your English. Now, if you live in an English-speaking country, this is much easier. But even if you don't, you can still find an English-speaking friend. If that friend is a native English speaker, great. But they don't have to be. A non-native English speaker can still help you improve your English and be a good friend. There are a lot of places where you can meet English speakers. Maybe it's a popular restaurant. Maybe it's in a Facebook group that comes together and plays basketball every Monday. If you look hard enough, I'm sure that you can find some people to make friends with. Now, let me give you some quick advice. Remember, we want to be friends with these people. We don't want to use them like a textbook or even an English teacher. If these people feel like they're being used, they're not going to want to be your friend. So, you need to approach it in the same way you would with any other person. Don't demand that they speak English to you. Don't demand that they teach you English or that they correct your English. Nobody wants to do this. It's very tiring. This has happened to me many times. I'm eating lunch or riding the train, and suddenly some random stranger sits next to me and says, "Hi, I'm Tomoko. Let's practice English. Please correct my English mistakes." I always look for a hidden camera, just in case. I feel like I'm on some strange Japanese TV show. This is not a good way to start off a friendship. For my Japanese students, I often recommend that they initially speak Japanese to the other person. This is because a lot of foreigners in Japan are very wary of any Japanese who come up to them only speaking English. Most foreigners in Japan don't speak very good Japanese, so eventually they're going to want to speak English with you, out of necessity. So don't force an English conversation on somebody. It will happen naturally. Now that you are an advanced student or an upper intermediate student, you really need to think about your English teachers. When you're a beginner or an intermediate student, an inexperienced English teacher can still help you a lot with your English. I know many inexperienced but motivated young teachers here in Japan. My friend John is one of these. He's only taught English for about a year, but his energy and encouragement really helps lower level students. He's also really handsome. I don't like to stand next to him. He makes me feel very old and ugly. That and my wife always tells me that I'm old and ugly. John is great for beginners, but John is not great for advanced students. Once you get into the advanced level, you really need an experienced teacher that can help guide you and can help understand your weaknesses and how important it is to set goals. A great way for advanced students to continue to improve is to start a diary or a journal. Now, this can be a written journal or it could be a video journal. Both are really good. The basic idea is that you can write about whatever you're feeling at that moment. Many people will talk about their day or what they did and maybe what they will do the next day. Other people will talk about what happened during their day. So maybe they saw an old high school friend and they write about that or talk about that. And then talk about the feelings that they had. If you're writing a diary, usually one page is enough. If you're doing a video diary, then 2 to 3 minutes is really good. To speak fluently, you only really need about 3,000 words. But to sound like a native speaker, or to sound much more natural, you really need more vocabulary than that. One of the biggest differences between an intermediate English student and a native English speaker is that native English speakers will use a lot more phrasal verbs, idioms, and collocations. It's time for you to start using more phrasal verbs and idioms than you did before. It's time for you to start noticing the phrasal verbs and idioms that you hear in podcasts or English TV shows. Let's look at a quick example of each. Now, phrasal verbs are basically verbs that have more than one word. For example, turn off. This is a phrasal verb. Pick up, take out. Idioms are common sayings where the meaning is difficult to understand just by using the words. For example, over the moon. What do you think this means? The moon? Over? It's a little difficult. The true meaning is to be very happy. To be over the moon means to be delighted, to be ecstatic, to be very happy. Last, collocations. These are basically sets of words that are often used together. For example, we can say heavy rain, but we do not say strong rain. We can say do exercise, but we cannot make exercise. We can do homework and we can do the dishes. These are all collocations. A great way to motivate yourself is to sign up to take an English test. There are many different English tests out there. Of course, TOEIC, TOEFL, and IELTS are the most popular. But really, any English test will work. Usually when you sign up for these tests, you still have 2 or 3 months before you have to take the actual test. So for those 3 or 4 months, you will be super motivated to improve your English and to get ready for that test. Now, very often, when you're an advanced student, you have lost some of the original motivation that you had as a beginner. So signing up to take these tests can really help you get that motivation back. If you have the same English teacher for all of these years, or if you've been watching the same English TV shows, then you might be really good at one accent. For example, an American accent. But you might not be able to understand other accents very well. It's time for you to listen and study more accents. There are a number of ways that you can do this. Of course, one of the easiest is to simply choose a TV show from a different country. So if you've been watching American TV shows all this time, switch it up. Watch some British TV shows or some Australian TV shows. Also, YouTube has millions of videos that you can use for this. For example, if you're going to go to Jamaica for a vacation and you want to get used to the Jamaican accent, go on YouTube and find some Jamaican TV shows or find some interviews with Jamaican musicians who are famous and listen to those. One important point that I don't want you to forget though, of course other English-speaking countries' accents are important, but just as important are non-native English-speaking accents. So, for example, a person from China who speaks English, or a person from Brazil who speaks English. These are just as important because you are very likely to meet these types of people, especially if you use English in business situations. Today's homework is easy. In the comments section, please tell me which tip you like the most. Do you have any other good tips? Share them in the comments section. Well, that's it for today's lesson. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments section below. If you liked today's lesson, please hit the like button somewhere and subscribe to our channel. Again, somewhere around here. My name is Randy League and I will see you later. Bye-bye.